Do you remember when we used to eat meat? Said person from the year 2040, if Beyond Meat has its way.
You think that soon?
So we're gonna go try Beyond Meat burgers. We're gonna go to the store.
Pick them up and we're gonna cook them.
Taste test. Where are we headed in the future? What's happening?
And also discuss the claims that they have on their site.
So what are your expectations for the Beyond Burger taste?
I don't know what it's made of, like veggie burgers, like made of black beans and corn.
I used to have veggie burgers.
Are really good, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I think this is like pea protein and stuff, right?
Pea protein, coconut oil, canola oil, water. Those are the 4 major ingredients. They've got top minds working on this though. Science laboratorians where all great food is created. It's the newest innovation in food.
It's so weird that their whole marketing thing is like literal people in
science labs.
Lab coats, like dissecting the meat.
I don't want to be too biased against it though. We're gonna have some objective opinions. Hopefully start a dialogue. Let's just be real. What does the actual evidence say? You grab it.
Turkey? Oh, I thought it's a turkey for some reason. This is the Beyond Meat burger. I've never actually seen it up close.
I thought there was 4 patties in here, but there's only 2.
It looked like 2.
So it's a really little amount of food. So I was like, it was $5?
It was on sale for $5, but it's normally $6.
So you're paying $6 for 2 4-ounce patties. It's pricey, so it's like, it's a little more expensive than good quality grass-fed, grass-finished ground beef.
So just off the bat, looking at it, does not look appetizing. And
It looks close to like what real meat looks like. So we have some real hamburgers right here.
Right, so comparing the two, this almost looks like Play-Doh. Like it's fake looking a little, you know?
It definitely looks a little fake, yeah. Consistent color, whereas ground beef, you can see like the fat, the protein.
And it feels like it's like watery and spongy.
Very spongy, wow.
And this is just like...
Do a smell test.
Oh, what is that? It doesn't smell terrible. Almost like meat, but not quite.
Smells like soy sauce.
Yeah, maybe like a soy smell.
Yeah, these have 380 milligrams of sodium and ground beef has about 70 per 4 ounces. So I'm gonna season the ground beef with a little salt and I'm not gonna season those at all, just to make it fair. And then we're gonna cook these. Cook for 3 minutes per side. Do not overcook.
We'll turn to sponge.
A lot of packaging for 2 4-ounce patties, just noting that environmental wise. I assume this is all like recyclable and stuff though. Here's our skillet.
That you overheat always.
Just to keep it 100% vegan, I'm gonna cook it in some coconut oil spray. Actually touching it is, I mean, it's nothing like meat when you're actually handling it.
I would take this off the burner if you're not gonna use it. There's fat coming off of it.
Okay guys, here we are. So, to start, I guess just taste.
Oh, this has a way more intense soy sauce smell, and now I'm just into that because I like the Asian
I feel
smell.
like this might taste better just because it's more seasony and stuff.
Yeah.
I guess you gotta cut it to get texture. So it's definitely more like...
It's like a veggie burger texture, right?
It's not meat, but it's more firmly held together than meat is.
Yeah, it's not like tender like meat would be. It smells like Asian food.
Here we go.
In a good
Beyond
way.
Burger.
I've had veggie burgers that taste exactly like this.
It's actually lacking in flavor.
Yeah.
It
But
smells better than it tastes. A little bland.
it also tastes like a veggie burger with a strong aftertaste.
It's hard for me to say there's anything really revolutionary going on here, the way people are talking about it. I don't know, if you guys eat veggie burgers, maybe comment below. Is this like really up in the game? Or like, I remember the Morningstar pizza burgers or whatever, those were my favorite.
God. And they like the fried chicken ones, so they're like breaded.
Compared to a hamburger.
The Beyond Burger, it like kind of falls apart in your mouth, right? It's not like I have like little pieces just all over the place.
Yeah, they don't have the texture really on point. I mean, they're not even close. This just has so much more of a fulfilling taste to it.
Yeah.
Substantial tasting.
It's heartier for sure. It's tender. It retains moisture. Like
that's the main difference.
The Beyond Burger just, it's as if like everything seeped out of it. That could have made it moist. Meat has like a really strong, there's like a depth of flavor that veggies can't really hold to.
It's not bad. Like, I would eat this whole thing and be happy about it. If you guys don't know, recently Beyond Burger became a publicly traded company and they're now worth $4.2 billion. So that's why I'm kind of thinking like something revolutionary has to be going on here.
Right.
When I don't really think it is. I was a vegetarian for quite a while. I had all the vegetarian type stuff. And especially given the cost, because a lot of the veggie burgers are kind of cheap. This is $3 each.
Or you get more
for 4
per
ounces.
packet.
Yeah.
But these are also more calories.
Okay, so yeah, the macros on these guys, if we're talking keto, they are reasonable. They're 2 net carbs only, 20 grams of fat, 20 grams of protein. So first off, trying to be objective about this, it's actually quite hard because I've come from the frame of mind where I thought a vegetarian diet was good, a vegan diet was good. I did those things for a while. I don't believe that anymore. So that's the perspective I'm coming from. But essentially, there's 15 grams of canola oil in this. So obviously the downsides of canola oil is it oxidizes when you cook it. It's oxidized omega-6 fats, which are proven to be very bad for you. So I guess it's a matter of perspective on how you want to look at things. So you can look at these 2 burgers and you can be like, this one requires the death of a cow. This one doesn't. Most people, of course, you don't want to kill cows. This one's better in that respect, right? You can also look at it in a sense of like, this one has 1 ingredient, this one has 20 plus.
And then you can also look at it from the perspective of like my own health. Like this is a lot more nutrient dense, has a lot more vitamins and things that my body will utilize, and this not so much. Like it's not as bioavailable and complete.
Another way you could look at this is whole food, highly processed food. I would have to argue that there's some order to nature where it's like cows. When you eat a cow, all the prerequisites, co-requisites, etc. are there. When you start doing stuff like this, which is very far removed from nature, the first few ingredients is canola oil, pea protein isolate. You're really like extracting a small part of a plant and pairing it with this other extracted part of a plant, putting them together. And you know, it's just not feasible to ever be found in nature. So to me, my general guiding principles on health is like, if it's super far removed from what's natural, chances are it's bad. We've been eating these Beyond Meat burgers for 2 years. We've been eating these cow burgers for 200,000 plus years. The 4 major ingredients in the Beyond Burger is water, pea protein isolate, expeller pressed canola oil, and refined coconut oil. The reason you would eat this is because it doesn't kill animals. That's the only reason.
Right.
Because they're not even pretending to be healthy or nutritious, just evidenced by the fact they're using refined coconut oil as opposed to unrefined. They're using canola oil. And that's another thing. So like when you get saving the animals mixed up in nutrition and science, crazy things happen. And that is evidenced by the Beyond Burger website. They have 4 principles that they are trying to execute on, and they claim the Beyond Burger delivers on their website. Because we're not really having any kind of conversation where it's like, hey, let's talk about this using facts. We're talking...
Facts.
Facts?
It sounded like you said fats.
We're using vegan science here. Okay, so on their website, which investors are looking at, people interested in buying their products are probably looking at. Mainly I want to focus on investors because they may be slightly misled by this. That's my opinion.
And it was very highly funded. Investors flocked, right?
There's 4 general claims here. Plant-based meats, why they are superior to animal-based meats.
Okay.
Number 1, improving human health. The stats they give here is 16% increased cancer risk, 21% increased heart disease risk, and then they just like sum those together and they put 37%. So a couple things about this. These are relative risks, not absolute risks. So when you read 16% increased cancer risk, what does that mean to you?
That...
You go from 0 to 16.
Right.
Or like from 1 to 17, right?
Yeah.
The truth is you go from like 5 to 6, and then they extrapolate that, and it's a 16% relative risk. The interesting...
So what does that mean? So like including everything else?
Well, that's the thing, because they also link the study that they're referencing to make the claim.
Okay.
And the name of the study pretty much says it all. Risk associated with processed meats. So does that sound to you like it's a commentary on meat in general, or is it processed meats? Because there's also risks associated with processed vegetables.
And this isn't a processed meat right here, this burger.
Questionable to say the least. The first claim they're making I'm pretty well versed in. Like I've seen that it's referenced in What the Health, it's referenced in all kinds of things. But I haven't looked as much into like the carbon emissions type of claim. So this is just my first venture there. If you have contrarian opinions to that, comment below. Positively impact climate change. 51% global greenhouse gas emissions driven by livestock rearing and processing.
So that includes the animal just being alive, breathing,
Yes.
eating,
Feeding it,
living,
killing it,
and then killing
transporting it, all that. I'm of course just thinking I'm going to take them at their word. 51%, that's a lot. It doesn't make sense to me on its face, but like I looked into it a little bit. It's totally not true at all.
Well, it seems absurdly high for it not to be like a bigger deal if it's accurate.
Yes, exactly. They're getting their information. They actually linked it below, and I'm going to link all the studies they link below because they're using vegan science, which is not real science. It's people putting a different spin on the truth. They're not looking at the objective reality. So the objective reality is that about 70% of greenhouse gas emissions come from the energy sector. That is like the burning of fossil fuels, cars,
nothing to do
factories.
with the animals.
Between 2 and 12% is agriculture. Not animal agriculture, agriculture.
So like farming crops.
But interestingly enough, when you actually look at the breakdown from a reputable website, they say beef, yes, that is, as far as agriculture goes, the worst for the environment. It's between 24 and 44% of agriculture.
So it's a very small percentage.
Essentially, if you want to be on the very high end of what beef is contributing to carbon emissions, 3% is probably like the high end. What Beyond Burger is using for its claim, it's essentially just someone saying that the emission standards are wrong and that there's a lot of overlooked respiration by livestock, which I think is just livestock breathing, for example. Overlooked land use. They're recalibrating and they're giving the figure that it is 51%.
So what are they trying to do? They're trying to mislead people, or they're just trying to get less animals eaten, they're trying to get less animals slaughtered. Like there's a lot of questions to ask.
I think they would say the ends justify the means. Most vegans would be like, if you gotta lie a little, you gotta cheat, steal, it's fine, we're saving the animals. Which I guess that's an okay perspective to have, but not if you're thinking like science is on your side and like these statistics are on your side, because they're not. It's fine that these exist and people eat them that are just uninformed on what is good for you and what's not. There is going to come a point in the not too distant future where eating meat will be politicized as far as like,
it already is.
Is it good for the environment? Things like that. And the main thing is we're not at all thinking about health.
I think I'm pretty uncomfortable with the funding and like who they're funded by.
I'm not that uncomfortable with it because people think you can people make money off meat too, like Tyson Foods and stuff.
Yeah, but they're really big people like that make
Bill Gates and stuff.
They make really big impacts in the world. I mean, just like Jay-Z and Beyonce going vegan and having all of their fans follow them, like you have to understand your responsibility. So when you're sitting in a boardroom and you're getting pitched the Beyond Burger, are you fact checking? Are you questioning? I
was fact checking when I was a vegetarian for 2 years. You can fact check and still be a vegan.
Were you? You were reading all like the contrasting research?
I think I thought I was, but obviously I actually wasn't. I mean, reasonable minds can probably disagree on this. I would say the further we go, the less that's true.
And also, you're not Bill Gates. Like, you don't have this power. You don't have all this money. And he's doing incredible things in the world. So I guess it just confuses me a little when you stand so firm behind something that goes against so much.
And I guess one thing I didn't even mention, just like what goes into making these things. So this one, you're flying ingredients in from all over the world. You're supporting, I guess, the global economy, but you're not really supporting your local economy. Mm-hmm. This one was, lived its entire life in Georgia, 30 miles away from us, and we're now eating it. That's it, guys. That's the Beyond Burger. Where do you think it's going? Where are we headed in the future? 5, 10 years from now? Is there going to be a day where we look back and just think, we used to eat meat? That's crazy.
I wonder how Beyond Burger's doing.
They're doing great. I just told you.
They IPO'd at like really a good price.
Yeah, like 200% increase.
And they're still doing really well.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are buying this stuff?
Well, that's another thing. So the fact that their IPO on the public stock market, it really went well. Their stock has increased 200%. That's people placing bets on the future, essentially. And when people start placing bets, they're generally well informed. Anyone can just like sit around and make predictions when they're not wagering money. But the fact that like informed people think the future is meatless is a little
Yeah.
frightening to me. Your natural human intuition to want and need meat is wrong. We need science instead.
And then they have like a cow with a cape on it.
Yeah, the
Cow's just
logo's
gonna
pretty cool.
fly off.
All right, guys. Oh, we also have a blog post with more details, some cool graphics and stuff in there. You can check that out. It's linked below. Just
And-
comment below with what you generally think about the Beyond Burger. Okay, bye.